Hey guys, DarkraiTV here, and the day has finally come to take on Twig 387. We got into some intense beefing over Discord and decided the only way to handle this situation is through battle. Alright, let me quickly explain the concept of the video. We'll be doing a hardcore Nuzlocke using water types only on shield with these encounters. After we hopefully beat the champion, me and Twig will have a versus battle against each other, using our Nuzlocke teams to determine who the true champion of Galar really is. Quickly before we start, make sure to leave a like and subscribe. Over 95% of you aren't subscribed, it only takes a second, but really helps out the channel. Let's get into it, guys. Here starts our Galar journey. I start off this adventure by running into some Wooloos. They have to be my favorite Pokemon in this gen. I mean, who doesn't want to watch a bunch of sheep roll down hills all day long? I pick Sobble as my starter and I name her Caspian, whose careful nature is not ideal. Can you guess the name theme of this video? We get lost in this cloudy forest and find our very first encounter, or I wish. But before we get any further into this challenge, I take some time to upgrade my drip. We're gonna go with the all-white outfit here to take on Twig with some serious drip. We school hop using just a Sobble and then find our first wild encounter, a Magikarp. I name her Superior and her nature is lonely, which makes her into even more of a powerhouse. Me and Hop enjoy this cute train ride together to the wild area, where we start hunting for a bunch of encounters to destroy Twig with. I firstly find a wild Lotad, who I catch and end up naming her Victoria. Her jolly nature is not very favorable here. She does end up evolving into a Lombre right away. I then run into a Wingull right after, who ends up being an easy catch. I give her the name Huron. She's a lax nature, which is fine. Then comes yet another encounter in the form of Timpole. I name him Michigan and he has a bold nature. Caspian evolves into a Drizzile too, giving him quite the stat boost. I then head out and catch a Wishy-Washy who I name Baikel. His adamant nature isn't ideal because I would want to use him as a special attacker. We then take on Hop and Motostoke. This fight should be a breeze. I take out Ulu with a single Water Pulse. Scorbunny hits a quick attack, but he also goes down right away. I love Hop's text lines in battle. It's a nice change that they had in this game. Rookie D goes down to a single hit too. This is just how I envisioned the Twig battle to go. I make my way deep into the Galar mines, where I take on Bede, whose massive golden watch looks like it could fall off at any moment. I once again lead with Caspian. I go for a Water Pulse, which easily takes out Solosis. Bede goes with Gothita next, and she actually survives a shot from Caspian. It doesn't help her out too much though, as she goes down right after too. And last up is Bede's Hatena. She actually manages to tank one hit, but also goes down in the same manner as Gothita. Nice try, Bede. I then run into a wild Eevee who I catch and name Eerie. I forgot to record it, but Superior evolves into a Gyarados before the first gym. The gym puzzle here has to be one of the best ones in the entire game. You get to herd Wooloos by making them roll around like balls. Game Freak, you really hit the mark on this one. I then make my way to the stadium and I take on Milo. Superior should be perfect for this battle. I taught her Ice Fang at the move tutor. Let's see what it can do. Gossifleur goes down to a single hit. He then sends out Eldegoss, who Dynamaxes right away. Max Overgrowth doesn't do too much, so I keep hammering Eldegoss with Ice Fang. The third hit is enough to take him out, and just like that, we take the win. On my way to battle Nessa, I ran into these thugs who claim to be Marnie's fan club. I wonder what that's all about. I then run into Rose wearing his casual attire. Now that's what I call swag. I make my way to the lighthouse where I challenge Nessa to a duel. We take our beef to the water gym where we battle it out in front of everybody in the stadium. I choose to lead with Victoria here due to her typing. I go for Mega Drains against Goldeen, who goes down to the second shot. I keep on going with the same strategy against Arrokuda and it works perfectly. Last but not least is her Dynamax Dreadnought. Her 4 times weakness to grass will be her downfall here, as a couple of Mega Drains allows me to wipe him off the face of this earth. 6 more badges to go. I end up finding this wild Chinchou, who I use Victoria to catch due to her typing. I name him Winnipeg, whose timid nature is perfect. I then go for a nice dinner out with Rose, who comes dressed in his most pristine outfit. I then find a wild Binacle, who I end up calling Ladoga, whose bold nature is not ideal. I then feel ready enough to finally take on Kabu at the third gym. I lead with Ladoga here and start off by setting up with Stealth Rock after getting hit by Will-O-Wisp. Stealth Rock is all I need though, so I switch out to Superior, who managed to get the one shot with Waterfall. Next up is Arcanine. He does end up hitting Will-O-Wisp, but Superior's Roseberry comes in handy, allowing for an easy takedown of Arcanine. Last but not least is Centiskorch, and look how much damage Stealth Rock does. That's insane. It allows for an easy takedown of Centiskorch with Waterfall. I also end up catching this wild Barboach, who I call Vostok. And then I run into a Barraskewda right after, who I end up calling Albert, whose jolly nature is literally perfect. And here comes yet another encounter in the form of Corphish. I end up naming him Tana. I then make my way to the beautiful city of Hammerlock, whose gym leader I can't wait to take on later. Tana then ends up evolving into a Crawdont, and Winnipeg evolves into a Lantern. I can't wait to use some of these Pokemon to destroy Twig. I then exchange my fossilized bird and Drake to acquire a Drake Vish who I name Van. I then take on Hop and give Tana's evolved form a test. Cramorant barely damages Tana while he nearly goes down to a single hit. The second one is a crit and easily finishes him off. He sends out Silly Cobra next, who stands no chance against a single Razor Shell. He then sends out Toxel, who can try all he wants but stands no chance against the Dig. And last but not least is Raboot. And I'm sure you guys can guess how this is gonna end. Tana does end up getting paralyzed, but still takes him out with a single Razor Shell. Nice try, Hop. Here's another one of the fun gym challenges that Game Freak added. I love the concept of this arcade machine and would love to see more of it in the future. After I eventually have my fun with this puzzle, I make my way to the battlefield where I finally take on Alistair. I lead with Superior due to her moveset. I go for an Ice Fang here to try and bait Disable, but it doesn't work, so I then start setting up with Dragon's Dance. I go with a total of 5 setup moves here until Yamask finally disables it, and then I take him out with a Waterfall. I think the concept of Cursala is great, but that doesn't stop me from absolutely destroying her too. Mimikyu's ability lets him tank a shot, and go for a crit slash, but Superior's Citrus Berry leaves him with a bunch more health. And this is enough to completely wipe out Mimikyu. Alistair sends out a Gigantamax Gengar next, who's extremely scary. Due to Superior's setup though, even he isn't scary as he falls to a single crunch. We're halfway there, guys. I run into Bede, who is using Rose's Copperajah to destroy this painting. I mean, if I was in his shoes, I'd do the same. I mean, look at that. I could have drawn a better one with my eyes closed. He run evolves into a Pelipper here, and right after that, Drizzile turns into an Inteleon. He'll surely be an absolute beast in this playthrough. I then find a Water Stone in the wild area, and use it to evolve Victoria into a Ludicolo. We're not done with evolutions yet, as Michigan also evolves into a Palpitoad. And with all that out the way, I decide to finally take on the 5th gym leader, Opal. I lead with Baikel while she goes for Weezing. After hitting her with a dive which deals massive damage, I guess her nickname right and gain some speed here. I then go for Brian and I take her down. She sends out Mawile next, so I decide to switch out into Albert. He has Drill Run, so taking out Mawile in one hit comes as no surprise. She sends out Togekiss, and after I do some big damage with Dive, I have to switch into Superior here. I go for a single Dragon Dance, and after charming Opal with my wise words, I go for another Dragon Dance, leaving me at just 4 health. With my plus 4 attack stat, I take down Togekiss with a single Ice Fang. Alcremie is out next, and her Dynamax form can be deadly. Gyarados' increased attack stat allows for an easy sweep of her though, and there goes yet another gym leader. I can't wait to see how Twig's gonna face my team. Michigan evolves into a Seismitoad right after, which is amazing for our team. And with this in mind, I take a Melanie at the Ice Gym. I lead with Ladoga while she sends out Frostmoth. I set up with Stealth Rock while she goes for an Icy Wind. I then start setting up with Shell Smash. I then go for the takedown with Ancient Power. She sends out Darmanitan next, so I go for another Shell Smash. She goes for a taunt here, so I decide there's nothing left to do but take her out. Melanie sends out Ice Cube for the rescue, but she isn't able to help out as one Ancient Power finishes her off too. Last up is her Lapras, and she'd do massive damage against Ladoga with any water move, so I choose to switch out to Baikel. Baikel easily tanks Lapras' first hit, and the second one too. Baikel even manages to tank the third hit on 3 HP, and then goes for an Endeavor to leave her super low. I then switch out to Victoria as I go for the KO. Giga Drain is more than enough, and just like that, Melanie goes down. Me and Hop meet Sonia at this restaurant, who shows us this painting. I mean, I think it looks like some grandma's rug, so I don't pay too much attention to it. I'll show you guys this Hop battle, as it was more intense than I imagined. I really didn't go into this prepared. I start off with Ladoga and start low kicking Dubwool. The second one takes him out, but not without leaving Ladoga at half health. I then switch into Michigan to take out Pincurchin. The first Mudshot isn't enough to score the KO, but the second one easily is. Next up is Cinderace, so I decide to go for a Mudshot to slow it down while dealing some good damage. Caspian takes massive damage from a Mega Kick, but her Citrus Berry lets her heal up. A Liquidation is enough to finish him off. I don't want to risk anything against Snorlax, so I switch out to Baikel using U-Turn. She easily tanks Snorlax's hit and then goes for a dive. It's nearly enough for the one hit, but it's not quite enough. and for this reason I have to U-turn out again, but this time into Superior. One more Waterfall is easily enough to take out Snorlax. Now with Corviknight up last, I go for a Waterfall which does decent damage. I switch out to Caspian to save her life. Caspian nearly gets taken out here too, but has just enough health to switch out using U-turn. I only really have Albert with full health here, so I switch out to her. She tanks a Drill Peck pretty well, but needs to secure the KO here if she wants to win. I go for a dive to let Hail do just a bit more damage on him and then take it out with a dive. Wow, I really need to be more prepared in the future. After that battle I realize I need to start focusing more if I'm to beat Twig, so I decide to get a haircut here. I go with the Caesar cut here to gain some intimidation points. I also realize I need to upgrade my style. I buy this sick varsity jacket and go for a nice torn top underneath too. Yeah, I think this will do it. I then head out and finally manage to find a Pyukumuku. This has to be one of the coolest Pokemon out there, so I'm excited to add it to my team. I catch him and I name him Melville. I then run into Marnie right before the 7th gym and I decide to take her on. I start off with Caspian and go for a U-turn against Liepard. Bicol is the obvious choice here, and even after Marnie heals up, a U-turn is still enough to finish her off. I send out Caspian against her Morpeko, and a critical hit with U-turn leaves her at just 1 HP. I send out Michigan, who also gets crit by Morpeko, but it doesn't matter as she goes down on the next turn. Marnie sends out Scrafty next, so I decide to go with a Drain Punch. Scrafty's crunch doesn't do too much damage, but I decide to switch out here due to her having used Torment. I go with Bicol here and get hit by Swagger, which boosts her attack to the point where U-turn is almost a one-hit, but not quite. Caspian finishes the job though. And last but not least is her Toxicroak. I don't realize that she has dry skin here, so I go for a U-turn to switch out. I go with Albert and go for a Drill Run. With her boosted attack from Swagger, Marnie really can't do much here and gets taken out. Now for her big brother Pierce. I interrupt his rock session, so he decides to take his revenge by initiating a battle. I decide to go for Bicol against his Scrafty to try and get some good damage in. He lowers my stats here, so I switch out using U-turn. I then send out Huron here due to her typing and do massive damage with an Air Slash. I finish him off with a U-turn. I switch into Bicol and decimate Malamar with a quite effective U-turn. This lets me pivot right into Ladoga. I start off with a Shell Smash and then go for a quite effective low kick, which he somehow manages to tank. His Throat Chop isn't too deadly though, but he goes for an Obstruct, which ends up lowering my defense harshly. I finally manage to hit a low kick and finish him off too. Pierce sends his Toxic Staller Skuntank out, so I go with Caspian. Snipe Shot does insane damage against Skuntank, but after it lowers my defense, I forget he has Sucker Punch. I go for a Snipe Shot, but I get left at just 5 HP. Luckily, that 5 HP is all I need to finish the match off. Wow Pierce, that was close. I then run into Hop, who shows me Leon defeating a Dynamax Berserker. I wonder how many likes his post got. I then make my way to the 8th gym, where I take on Raihan. I'm gonna try and use a pretty cool strategy here, so let's hope it works out. I teach Michigan Earth Power, give Melville a Bright Powder, and then head to the stadium where I take on my very last gym challenge. Raihan sends out Flygon and Gigalith while I go for Caspian and Melville. My plan here is to stall with Melville while Caspian does all the heavy lifting. Let's see how it goes. I go for a Recover on Melville and an Ice Beam against Flygon. It works out perfectly and takes out Flygon in one hit. Sandaconda gets sent out next, but one super effective Snipe Shot takes it out too. Melville is doing his job perfectly as he's still at full health. Now that Duraludon is sent out, I go for a Snipe Shot against Gigalith. My Melvin strategy works perfectly here as he goes for a Max Knuckle against Melville, which he tanks with no issue at all. One Recover brings him back to full health, and with one more Snipe Shot, Gigalith goes down too. This time Duraludon attacks Caspian, so I decide to switch out into Michigan. Duraludon goes for a Breaking Swipe, which really isn't too much of an issue, as just one Earth Power from Michigan is enough to end this battle. We've managed to beat all the gyms with no deaths so far. Let's keep it up. Me and Hop make the way to the capital of Galar, Winden. It's confusing, am I right? Here I take on my rivals for the final time. Here we come, Marnie. She sends out a Liepard first, so I go with a Superior and set up with Dragon Dance. She goes for Torment, so I go for Crunch here to make sure I don't take her out. I then keep on setting up with Dragon Dance, which should let me have a decent shot at getting the win here. There goes Liepard. Now that Morpeko's next, I can risk getting hit by an electric move, so I swiftly take her out with a Waterfall. Now that Scrafty's out, I go for a Crunch to make sure not to KO her. Her hit does more damage than I expected though, so I have to take her out with a waterfall. Toxicroak shouldn't be able to one-shot me either, so I go for a Dragon Dance while she goes for Toxic. I then go for a waterfall, but yet again forget his ability Dry Skin. This could have gone way worse, but at least I switch out eventually. I send out Michigan because of his ground typing. He easily tanks a Venoshock and then hits a super effective Earth Power, which is enough for the KO. Last but not least is a Dynamax Grimstar who is extremely dangerous. I gotta play my cards right here. After tanking a hit with Michigan, I switch out to Melville, but even with his insane defense stats, I need to switch him out to avoid getting KO'd. Grimstar finally turns back to normal, so I go with a Roost with Huron. This shows me I can pretty easily tank Grimstar's hits, so I go for a Water Pulse next. I go for another Roost, but he just bulks up. I then go for a Water Pulse, which nearly takes him out, but as I go for U-turn to take him out, Marnie heals him up. I did switch out to Caspian though, so we should be able to handle this pretty well. The first Snipe Shot isn't enough to kill, but the second one easily is. And there goes Marnie for the final time. It was fun knowing you. Now to take on Hop for the very last time. Let's see what you can do. Hop sends out his double while I go for Ladoga. I go for a Shell Smash here to start off. Even after 3 Shell Smashes, a Liquidation isn't enough to KO due to Cotton Guard. What a bulky move. Even though Hop restores Double's health, it's still game over after a couple more hits. Even Snorlax isn't able to handle a single Liquidation. Pincurchin ends up going down to a Dig. And Corviknight gets taken up by a Liquidation. Cinderace obviously stands no chance against a Liquidation, even after Dynamaxing. And that's it for Hop. I'm excited to see if our true rival, Twig, can do any better. Before taking on Oleana, I find this wild Jellicent in the Lake of Outrage, I catch him and I name him Bear. Now for the almighty Oleana. She looks like she definitely woke up on the wrong side of the bed. I lead with Superior against her Frostlass. She can't damage her too much, so I take this chance to start setting up. After I feel comfortable enough with my setup, I take out Frostlass with a single crunch. She then sends out Salazzle, whose typing is her downfall, as one waterfall ends her career. Tsarina would have been a threat here, but Ice Fang is more than enough to take her out too. Milotic is also pretty bulky, so I decide to keep on setting up with Dragon Dance here. Now that Superior's attack is fully boosted, one crunch easily takes her out. Oleana's Mega Garbador is next, and the design of this monster is insanely cool. After taking a while to marvel at its presence, I go for a Stab Waterfall to finish this battle off. Now let's go find her boss. Before this though, we take on the Elite 4, or I guess Elite 5. First off, we take on our final rival battle, which is against Bede. His Hatterene is unbelievably tanky, so I have to play this very well. I go with Gyarados against his Mawile. I naturally start standing up with Dragon Dance while he goes for Play Rough. I keep on repeating this until I could no longer tank another hit, and then finally finish the battle off using Waterfall. Gardevoir should be yet another easy KO, and so she was. I go for a Waterfall against Rapidash 2, who falls to a single hit. Now for the real challenge. Beats Dynamax Hatterene. I switch out to Michigan here just to be safe. He tanks a Max Mindstorm pretty well, and I then switch out to Baikel to make sure we don't lose anybody here. After he goes down low, I switch out to Melville to tank her last Dynamax hit. I then go for my last switch into Bear to finish this battle off. Shadow Ball is super effective, so after only 2 hits, even Hatterene goes down. Thanks for the fun battle, Bede, but your game is now over. I then go for round 2 against Nessa. She goes for a Golisopod while I start off with Huron. I go for Brave Bird against him, which causes for him to switch into Barraskewda. I then switch out into Winnipeg. After barely tanking a Drill Run, I go for a Discharge against Barraskewda, which luckily ends up being a one hit. I also hit a Discharge against Seeking, which lets me safely pivot into Victoria. I didn't realize how much damage Mega Horn would do though, so I switch right back into Huron. One Brave Bird is thankfully enough to take down Seeking. Now that Huron is facing her brother, I go for a Roost to test out Pelipper's potential. He doesn't end up going for an attacking move, so I go for a Brave Bird which does okay damage. It does leave Huron with less than 60 health, so I pivot into Superior right after. He managed to tank a crunch pretty well actually, which forces me to set up to get this KO. I then go for a crunch to try and take him down, but I leave him at just 1 health. Nessa goes for the full restore here, but it doesn't end up helping out too much as he goes down to a few more hits. Golisopod is back for more, but after he barely scratches Superior, it's lights out for him too. She then sends out her ace, Dreadnought. I then switch into Baikel to finish this battle off. He damages Baikel quite hard with max Rockfall, so I decide to switch into my ace, Melville. He easily tanks a max Darkness and then sets up with Recover. Melville then uses Toxic against Dreadnought, which starts slowly chipping at his health over time. For the rest of the battle, all I really need to do is use Recover till she goes down. Even a crit shouldn't kill, so it should be all good here. And there goes Nessa yet again. Maybe next time. I then have to take on Alistair once again. Let's see what he can do. He leads with Dusknoir while I go for Caspian. Even with his level of bulk, 2 snipe shots are enough to finish him off. Next up is his Poltergeist, so I decide to switch out into Superior. He ends up protecting, which is amazing as it secures the free switch out. I then start setting up with Dragon's Dance. I go for the takedown with Crunch, and then Cursal is up next. He also gets taken up by a single Crunch though. He then sends out Chandelure, who's even easier of a KO, as Superior takes him down with a Waterfall. Now for his ace, a Gengar. I want to play this as safely as I can, so I go for Melville here to tank Gengar's first hit. I then send out Baikel, who manages to also tank a hit pretty well. I then switch into Ladoga to tank Gengar's last hit, and it works out perfectly. I go for a dig with Ladoga, but completely misread Shadow Ball's damage and go down right away. Good try Ladoga, you've done well. I then send out Seismitoad to finish the job with an Earth Power. And there goes Gengar, only Raihan left to go. This time he goes for a Torkoal while I send out Superior. This is the perfect opportunity to set up, so that's what I go for. Solar Beam really doesn't hurt Gyarados, so I can set up here as much as I want. I eventually take out Torkoal with 1 Waterfall. Goodra's up next, but not for long as 1 Ice Fang takes it out too. Now comes his Turtonator. 1 Waterfall is enough to take out even that. Not bad, Superior. Flygon is also obviously a 1 hit with Ice Fang. Raihan then sends out Duraludon, who Dynamaxes right away. I switch out to Melville to easily tank his shots and stall with Recover. This works perfectly as Duraludon doesn't manage to do any damage to Melville. I then go for a Soak, which removes his stab capabilities, and after that it's basically game over. I go for a Toxic, and after a long stall session we finally get the win. Every battle we win, we're 1 step closer to Twig. Rose then blows up the stadium, and this causes me to hunt him down and take my revenge. I then find this old rusty shield in the Slumbering World. I mean, I guess I'll take it. It might come in handy later on. I find Rose all alone in this weird looking cellar. I wonder what he's doing here. Anyways, I remember I need to take my revenge, so here we come, Rose. He leads with Escavalier while I go for Superior. I go for a quite effective Flamethrower here, but it's not enough to take him out. He luckily goes for a Swords Dance though, which allows for Superior to take him out right after. Rose then sends out Klinklang, so I switch out to Michigan. This change counters his Wild Charge completely, which is amazing. I then go for an Earth Power, which nearly ends up being a 1 hit. I go for Drain Punch as a finisher, and just like that, it goes down. Now for Ferrothorn, I go back into Superior. She actually takes big damage from Power Rip, and Flamethrower does even less damage this time and leaves Superior low. She does finally manage to get the KO though. Now that Berserker is up, I switch into Baikel. Endeavor does some pretty good damage against her, and I then go for Brine, which nearly takes her out. The next U-turn is just enough, and that seals the deal against her. I switch into Michigan here against Rose's ace, Copperajah. Although she's a monster of a Pokemon, Earth Power still does decent damage. I go for Drain Punch on the next turn to make sure Michigan stays alive. I repeat this for a couple turns and then switch into Melville to tank a hit. Winnipeg comes out next, but for some reason, Copperajah lives on just 1 health. And that's game over for Winnipeg. Caspian is up now, and she's finally able to take the win with Snipe Shot. Good work, Caspian, and goodbye, Rose. I then take on the feared Eternatus. I go for a strategy here you might not expect. Eternatus is a part poison type, so I decide to lead with Soak. I then heal up with Recover and go for Toxic against Eternatus. At this point, all I really need to do is spam Recover until the beast goes down. And that's exactly what I end up doing. Melville easily tanks all of Eternatus' shots, And it finally goes down to poison damage. I forgot to hit record again on the second Eternatus battle, but here's how it ends. Melville is so tanky that he really easily managed to tank all of Eternatus' shots. I'm not even making that up, that's how tanky he is. I finally switch out to Michigan just to be safe, and Hop's double actually ends up finishing the battle off. Who would have thought? And just like that, we save the entirety of Galar and put an end to the darkest day. The only thing left to do before battling Twig is to take on Leon, and that's exactly what we go ahead and do. Check out all these supporters I have here. With them on my side, there's no way I can lose. You better watch out. Here we come, Leon. I take him on in front of absolutely everybody. Let's see how this ends up going. I lead with Superior and start off by using Dragon's Dance. I keep on setting up until I can't afford to risk it, and then go for a crunch against Aegislash. He ends up using King's Shield on this exact turn, which is really unlucky. I now need to go for another Dragon Dance, but luckily, Superior manages to barely survive the Shadow Ball. I then go for yet another crunch, which is the end of Aegislash. Now that Dragapult is up next, I go for an Ice Fang, which is more than enough to take it out. Then comes Leon's Rhyperior, who falls to a single Waterfall. This ain't going too bad at all. Haxorus is up next, and once again, a single Ice Fang is enough to take the KO. What even is happening? Rillaboom is pretty scary here, but an Ice Fang once again scores the KO. Superior, you're insane. Now for his ace, his all-powerful Gigantamax Charizard. But I guess he wasn't that powerful after all, as a single Waterfall is enough to take him out. Now usually a normal hardcore Nuzlocke would end here, but here comes the battle we've all been waiting for. Darkrai vs Twig in an epic battle to decide the true champion of Galar. Here we come, Twig, let's see what you can do. This time, I'm happy you can't see my items, because this is gonna be fun.
Well, we're fighting in the Rock Arena, bro.
Oh.
In the Rock Arena.
This is gonna be a tango.
It is indeed. Come on, come on, come on. Oh, you fell for it, my guy.
Fell
you
for
fell
what,
for
Twig?
it.
Fell for what, Twig?
Fell for this. Fell for this, bro. Fell for this. Come on. Get out of here. Get out of here.
Oh, a critical hit too. No way.
Get out of here.
Oh,
get out of here.
I like my odds here.
Okay.
I like my
Okay.
odds here.
You do?
Come on, Twig. You may have got a crit there, but I don't need to rely on luck. Ooh,
Oh, I
interesting switch.
see.
Interesting switch outs. Okay. Okay.
That
let's go
item.
with this.
Bro, you said you had your good items here. You said you
I
had
have
your
some
good items
fun
here.
items here. Don't worry. Okay.
Okay.
Okay. Toxic spikes. I see.
Fair enough. Fair enough. Fair enough. Fair enough. Fair enough.
What are you going to do? With Drew
I know you have
Nesty.
the berry.
The berry.
The berry.
What berry may I have, Twig?
Hmm. That,
I don't think
that
I
is
have
some
any berries here. So maybe.
okay.
Maybe not.
Oh, that's what you have, huh?
Okay. Okay.
I see.
There goes Schweppes. Bye bye.
Dance.
We are going to dance. Twig, you are right. But on whose terms?
But that's a good question. No, that's a good question.
Oh wait, he has Dragon Tail. I forgot. Oh. Oh no way! I forgot that.
Bye bye.
Oh, that's bad from me. Okay, Twig. Okay, Twig. Okay. Okay. So how's it gonna be? Dragon Pulse. Ooh, you think that's gonna do damage, don't you? You think that's gonna hurt me?
But a decent chunk, a decent chunk, a decent
That
chunk.
was nothing, Twig. Let's not lie to ourselves here.
I don't know. What are you gonna do?
Twig used Coil. Okay, he's really going for it here.
Come on, man. Interesting. Quite useless, actually, though.
Dragon Tail. Okay.
Yeah, we don't want that. We don't want that here. We don't want that here. Melville.
Melville's back at it.
Yep, but not for long.
Not for long. You're just gonna do that. Okay.
Oh yeah.
I can tank as many shots as I need to. You're gonna go down in like 3 hits here, Twig.
You think so?
I do think so. Okay, that's some pretty. Ooh, that's good.
What?
That's nice. That's
Special
nice.
defense drop. Oh my god,
That's
I
pretty
see.
good. Pheno Shock. Okay. Ooh, that
Oh, yeah.
hurt a lot. That was tough. Ooh, you really got me there, Twig.
Wow,
That was a good
you're
one.
really
That
gonna.
was a good one.
Okay.
Oof.
You wanna dance? You wanna dance a little? You wanna
I wanna
dance?
dance. I do wanna dance. You know what? I do wanna dance.
Okay. Come on, dance a bit.
I do.
Come on, have some
I'm
fun.
dancing. Ooh, poison damage. That is tough, Twig.
Oh yeah, so much poison damage.
That's a lot of poison damage, actually.
It sure is. It sure is.
Okay,
now,
we hit,
how
guys.
much
We
is
hit.
this gonna do?
Come on, come on.
Ooh,
Ooh, and he
wait.
goes down.
How did that do?
Okay.
I had marble scale. What?
Let's see if it is accurate enough. Come on, come
Mhm.
on,
Ooh,
come
please
on.
don't, please don't, please don't, please don't.
What? No
Let's go,
way.
pull through.
Oh,
Beefy
no
Powerade.
way.
Beefy
No
Powerade.
way. Oh.
Yes, Powerade is beefy.
Oh, that is so bad, guys. That is so bad. Oh,
I mean,
okay, okay. He lets him go down.
I mean, yeah.
That's all good. All fun games here.
Come on,
Cool.
come on,
Okay.
come on.
Interesting.
You know, we're
Light
setting up the
screen.
screens, setting up
Okay,
the screens,
Okay. That's
getting
fair.
defensive, getting
That's fair.
defensive.
That's fair. Okay.
Ooh,
Ooh, okay.
nothing.
Ooh,
Oh,
okay, Twig.
you,
Twig.
you,
Twig.
dirty,
Oh,
you naughty boy.
Okay, Twig.
you naughty, naughty
Twig,
boy.
Twig.
No, I'm not going down without a fight. I'm not going down without a fight. I'm not gonna. Come on, come on, come on, come on,
Twig.
hit me, hit
Come
me,
on,
hit me, hit
come
me,
on.
hit me.
Maybe I will. Maybe I will.
Hits me, hits me, hits me.
Dark Pulse. I think it's over.
Woo!
That's fine.
Bye bye.
That's fine.
Bye
That's
bye.
fine.
What are you gonna do now,
You know what?
DarkraiTV?
You know what?
What?
You know
What?
what,
What?
Twig?
What?
Let's
Because
do it,
we're
let's do it,
running
let's
out of
do it, let's
time.
do it. Yep, we need to start moving faster. Go fish, Twig. Okay, Dark Pulse. Interesting.
How much is this gonna do against Beefy Bicycle? Did a
Oh, I
decent
flinched.
job.
I
Yo!
flinched. No.
Okay. Bye bye, Brian. Or are we? No, we don't live.
No, it's over. Twig.
Light
Don't worry.
screen. Light screen wasn't. Light screen wasn't it? Oh, you're a little sardine. You're a little sardine.
No,
Yes.
I am.
Yes.
Not the sardine. Not the sardine.
Not the sardine. Not
no.
the sardine. It was.
I think it's over.
Oh!
Oh, okay. Okay.
No, 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 no.
Okay. Oh, wow, that is so good, guys. Oh, that is perfect. That is perfect.
No.
Oh, that is perfect. Okay, nice.
No.
Come on, Twig. Come on, Twig. With your nesty.
Why? I could have gotten a
choice.
free switch. I'm stupid.
could've
I'm
got a free switch.
stupid. I'm stupid.
Oh,
No.
that's pretty good, Twig, actually. I gotta say, I give it to you. That's
Okay,
pretty good.
okay. Still didn't do too much. Still didn't do too much.
Yeah, this is a pretty tough position, isn't it?
Ooh, ooh,
Energy
ooh,
ball. Okay.
Ooh, 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 ooh,
Okay.
ooh, ooh.
Okay.
Ooh, 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 ooh. Vicky.
Okay, I think I know what you're gonna do here.
Yeah, I mean, there's only
Okay,
one
yeah.
smart thing to do.
Yeah. Okay, but I didn't act on it, so it doesn't matter really.
Okay. How much
That
is
was
that
not
gonna
too
do?
bad even.
No.
Surprisingly not bad at all. But that is not bad. That's not bad, guys. That is not bad. Okay. Let's see.
Are you trying to convince yourself?
No, but I know you're gonna go for Venoshock here.
You sure?
I think so.
I mean,
Ooh, recover. Okay, that's fine. We can play
Is
that
it?
game, Twig. So we can play that game. Okay, 2
minutes
minutes.
left.
Okay, well, let's go fast.
okay.
Venoshock. Nice. Perfect.
Okay. What are you doing, bro? What are you
Oh,
doing,
wait,
bro?
what am I doing? Oh,
What are you doing, bro?
why is there a cap on the battles?
I don't know. I don't know how to change it. But
Oh,
shock him. Shock him. That did nothing.
okay.
Oh, come on, fast.
Oh, these take so long. Come on, Twig. Let's get a critical
Come
hit
on.
here.
No. Come
Nope.
on, come on.
Oh no, this
Make
is
your, make your next move fast, okay, please. I know
I'm
you're
doing it
trying
right
to
away.
spell me out. But...
Oh no. Come on. Okay, I made my move. Come on.
Okay. Yep. I knew you were gonna do that.
Yep.
I knew you were gonna do that. So
Yep.
now, please be enough. Please be enough. Please
Come
be
on.
enough. Please be enough.
Hex.
Please be
Okay,
enough.
come
Please
on.
be enough. Please
Come
be
on.
enough.
4, 3, 2. No, it's not enough.
No.
Oh no.
Okay. Wow. Oh. I
Oh,
guess
wait,
we're.
what?
Okay.
Oh. Okay.
No. What?
Oh my.
Wow.
Wow. Okay. Guys, who do you think would have won that? Make sure to leave that in a comment
That's
down below.
inaccurate.
Oh, we
Bro,
that's
I
so
was-
bad.
I was-
Okay.
I was on the
No,
high ground
I
there.
don't think so. I think I was winning.
What?
I think I was winning.
No, you cannot claim you were winning there.
Yes.
I had recover on both of them. And I could have won. What the hell,
No.
bro?
No,
Yes.
no.
Yes.
Well, guys, anyways, we need to fix that, but leave a comment down below on who you think would have won. Thank you for watching, and I'll see you guys later. Peace
Bro,
out.
you could do nothing.